Okay, we're live. I want to give everybody a few minutes. Today is Labor Day. I hope everybody had a great Labor Day, had a great Labor Day weekend. I did. Running a little late tonight. Got to spend some time with my family. Really enjoyed it. My daughter's back from college, so we went out to eat. Went out to a movie. Had a great time. And so I'm running a little bit late tonight, but I'm here, and I want to thank, like I say, everybody that's joining us. We'll give YouTube a few minutes to send out the notifications. I didn't send a notification out till I was pretty much walking in the door. But also, I want everybody to know on the 17th, we're going to have a hands-on live event. We got a hands-on live event on September the 17th. Remember now, the hands-on live events are 3 days. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The hands-on live event is 3 days now. Also, this week I'm gonna do another hands-on live event in October, and I'm gonna release that date this week. So this week I released the October hands-on live event, and that might be the last one of this year, depending on how much of uh, a demand we have. That might be the last hands-on live. Usually by the time we get to November and December, it's getting close to the holiday season. A lot of people then are doing stuff with their family, friends, and the travel and stuff. It just gets a little bit hectic. So going to probably be the last one of this year. Going to be in October. Also, the ice cream parlor course is constantly getting updated. I got other modules. I got some more stuff I want to add to. Every time I start thinking, I think about other stuff need to go in there. So it's about 80% complete, and we're gonna what you call be going a little bit more into it in the next couple. We're gonna probably take me 2 weeks because now we're starting to do the mobile stuff because they got the festivals going on, and I need to get more of the mobile stuff in there to give y'all a good comparison of what you can expect when you go mobile and go out to festivals and whatnot. So we got maybe 2, maybe 3 more weeks, and that should be totally completed and ready to go. So I want to thank everybody again for joining in with us. Um, Tonight we're gonna have a grown up conversation for the people who joining us tonight. And this grown up conversation is a lot of questions that I'm getting from people, emails and stuff, um, interactions I'm having back and forth with some of the comments and stuff on videos. We're gonna have a somewhat of a grown up situation going that we're gonna have right tonight. And one of the things is, if you let's say if your child is graduating from high school, and what we're talking about tonight is, if you need to know what business you need to start, I'm gonna tell you to start an appliance repair business. That's the business I tell everybody. I don't care if you're man, woman, whatever. I'm gonna tell you to start an appliance repair business. If you're somebody who's undecided, just like if your child came to you his senior or her senior year and say, "Hey, I'm ready to go to college," and you say, "Good. What major you going to major in when you go to college?" And they tell you they're undecided, and you're going to say undecided. Um, you're not going to send your child down to no university. I wouldn't suggest sending your child down to no university to find out and undecided and help the university and hoping that the university will help them choose the right path. Not going to tell you why. Why is that too? Um, you're going to sit down with your parent and with your child as the parent, and you're going to have a grown-up conversation. You're going to give them several of the actual majors that you know will be a great return on your investment. You're going to tell them, him or her, you can choose engineering, but you're going to stay away from what they call environmental engineering, all that stuff where it's getting political and stuff like that. Stay away. You want to do electrical, mechanical, something that you know is something that you can go into the marketplace, and it has a value. Environmental engineering and all that stuff, that's getting to be too much into the global warming and all that political stuff. I wouldn't do that. But you're going to stay into the core engineering, mechanical, electrical, um, same thing. I try to stay away from stuff. It sounds good. I try to stay away from stuff that's going to be controlled by the government, where the only place you're going to get employment is from the federal government and something. So if you go into nuclear and sometimes with chemical and stuff like that, most of the time you're going to be mainly doing stuff with the government and stuff. And I try to stay away from those disciplines too, because I want to have a huge marketplace that I can take my skill set to. Um, Other thing you would tell them nursing, and you would tell them accounting. It's only about maybe 6 or 7 degrees the university is offering that's worth you going to. The rest of them is pure trash. I'll be honest with you, it's pure trash. If you go and you send your child, and the university will tell you, oh, you don't need to worry about what they're going to major in. 'Cause most people are going to change their major once they get here anyway. Let them come on, and we're going to put them on the first year. We'll give them a vast array of all the different disciplines, and then they can choose. Where the university is going to funnel you towards those degrees that doesn't require money that doesn't cost the university money, where they where that degree only requires them to give you a book. So they're gonna push you towards sociology, they're gonna push you towards psychology, business management, stuff that they don't have to build a lab for. They don't like engineering on the university campus. They'll tell you all day long that they like engineering and stuff like that, but they don't like engineering, and they don't like the computer science, anything. They don't like the medicine and all that. The reason why, because of technology. If they can go out here and they'll spend $1 million building a lab. 4 years later, the lab is obsolete. They got to rebuild it. So they constantly got to keep updating their equipment and stuff with the labs and stuff. Versus if your degree only requires you to have a book, the professor can write the book, then have you buy it, and it's a win-win for everybody. So that's why they're gonna push you to those things. It's not gonna make you any money, but it makes them more. It's more profitable for them. Well, same thing. If you're going into business, you just don't say, I'm just gonna, I don't, people, I see people doing this all the time. I don't know what business I need to go into. Well, you come and I'm going to teach you about all the different, all the different businesses, and then from there you'll be able to decide which business that is best for you. Uh, that's like going to the university and not knowing what you want, undecided. You're not going to be able uh, to learn about how business start and get one up and running in a timely manner when you go that route. Because every business is different. Every business you go in is different. Now the foundation of it is the same, and that's what they teach you at university. They just teach you the foundation. They'll teach you what an LLC is, what's an S corp, a sole proprietor. They'll teach you a little bit about accounting. Just give you an overview of everything, and but it doesn't go into how to actually start a business up and get it running. So that's why most people coming out of college, even with an MBA, they can't start a business and get it up and running. And that's why they have such a high failure rate of people starting businesses, because most people don't know, in order for you to go into a business and get it up and running and have great success at it, you have to have a mentor. You got to have, and not say a mentor, you got to have a disciple, somebody who's been there, who's going to walk with you to get you over get you past all the hurdles and landmines. And they got them in every business. There's no way that I can take somebody and I say, okay, I'm going to show you how to start a business, and I say, well, what business are we going to start? Well, we're just going to figure something out for you. Nah, you can't do that, because it's going to take you 5 to 10 years to figure it out, to get that business up and running. And so that's why people don't have great success. And that's why most people say it's going to take you at least 3 to 5 years to get that business up and running, because they're looking at it from that standpoint. that you going and you got to go figure it all out by yourself, and you're gonna use nobody but yourself as to go out there and find it. You do that, you can do it, but like I say, it's gonna take you 5 to 10 years, and that's if you do crack the code. Some places some businesses are so locked, are so are that people have such a lock on those businesses. You're not going to figure it out unless you get in with somebody to mentor you that's already in that business. Great example. I was talking last night. I was talking to Dana. Dana with the data. I came on her show for a little bit last night, and we were talking about getting government contracts. You go out and when I first got my electrical contractor's license, everybody told me you need to sign up and become a minority vendor for the state because every time the state opens up a project, a certain percentage of that project has to go to a minority. And so that's what everybody told me. Oh man, you need to go register with the state, be a minority vendor. You can get a piece of every project. Some of these projects sometimes have to cut out 2 million for the minority vendor, and you a minority contractor. There's very few of you all. You could get all that work. Well, they thinking like I was thinking back then. I'm thinking if you're a minority, African American, but but then I realized early on that that white women were minorities too. So a lot of the contractors when they got the bid, they had a sister-in-law, a wife, or somebody that they had that was a white woman. They had an LLC that they would give that minority contract to. And so then we start you raise enough ruckus and complain enough, eventually they will what you call they'll cut you some out. We should call it the N-word deal. So if you raise enough ruckus, they'll cut you out some, and the part that they cut you out is gonna be busting through a rock, something that won't no money to be made in, it won't number hard labor. It was just something that you wouldn't want to do, just the part that they didn't want to do. There wasn't no money into it. And what happened, they had it locked in, so you couldn't get it. And so I was telling them last night, uh, don't waste your time. It's a dog and pony show, and if you're gonna go there and get that contract, you need to go big and get the whole contract. But because you're just the first generation coming up starting this business, and they said the same thing. Well, it's because y'all only have 3 or 4 employees. When you first start a business, you only gonna have 1 or 2 employees. But what happened with us as African Americans, we look at everybody else and look at their businesses and say they got 50 people, they got 100 people. Why I can't have that? Well, you have to go back and look when that great grandfather started that business. He was just 1 or 2 people. You're looking at 3 or 4 generations down of them running a successful business, and they got capital. They got everything. They got equipment. They got everything. If they were to give you a bid, if you went there and won a multi-million-dollar bid, you wouldn't even have the capital to actually go buy the cabinets and stuff to get them to get started. And like I was telling them, some of those bids to put together a bid for something huge like that, some of those companies they spend 40, 50 thousand dollars just putting the bid together. By the time you pay all the people to go look up the parts, to get changes and stuff, to look for places they can cause money, you 40, 50 thousand in the hole just to write the bid, and knowing that you might not get the bid. And they have people they set aside so much. They have people a whole department set aside and writing those bids. And here you are 1 or 2 persons gonna pop up there thinking you're gonna get it. But anyway, I was telling them that, and you only know that unless you've been in here and figured it out. But if somebody was to tell you, oh yeah, we're gonna get you set up to get minority contracts, and then you get to the point if you do try to go that route and try to get minority contracts, you remember the wire. Matter of fact, rest in peace, Omar. I saw he passed away. Sorry to hear that. But on the wire when Stringer Bell was trying to go through Clay Davis and to get contracts, and every time he turned around, he had to pay for this certification, that certification, and pay for to get this, all of that just to get. He spent $250,000 to get $25,000. But that same thing happens there too. where they tell you, oh, you got to get this certification, you got to get this, you need to get this card, you need to get approved for this. You spend all your time searching for these certifications. Like I used to see people all the time. I'm going to get a job this time when I think it was uh, it might have been network certifications or Windows certifications. I remember I was an engineer I was writing a lot of code, and I would talk to people, and they're spending all their time trying to get these network certification. I gonna get this certification. I get this, then they give me a job. If I get then as soon as they halfway completed with that certification, well now they done changed everybody not using that code. Now we're gonna go down to and we're gonna start taking this certification. And they always had them chasing certifications, but they never had a job. I didn't have none of those certifications, but I was doing the work getting paid. And that's the same thing happened when you start trying to get a shortcut in, thinking that like I told somebody today, as African Americans, we have got to be the craziest group of people that ever got set on this face of the earth. How in the world do you think a country that has burned down every town that you have put together, have destroyed everything that you tried to do and to keep you from having a business, now it's going to put something in place to make you move up in front of the line to get a business? You got to be stupid to even think that they're going to put something in place that's going to benefit you. They not. They just want to put something in place. It's just to give you the illusion that you're going to get included. You're not going to get included. You're going to have to go and work it and build it for yourself. That's the only way around it. And then to think that somebody else is going to teach you entrepreneurship, they're not going to teach you entrepreneurship. They're not going to do it. Only person going to be able to teach you entrepreneurship is somebody who's being an entrepreneur. And somebody who's being an entrepreneur is somebody that you see is building. Somebody that you see every day who's building. When I say building, I mean really building. I'm not talking about getting on here and dressed all nice and just talking to you on the internet screen. I'm talking about taking that camera, going out into the real world, and having. And then there's the thing too that I don't understand, where we invest into all of these people. We invest into everybody, meaning that we take our money, invest in invest into these people that let me give me one second. Let me see who this is. Tell me, okay, talk right now. And everybody, what's it called? They call me when I right in the middle of my live stream, so I got to turn this off. Uh, see what they. Whoa. Okay, that was good. But anyway, uh, they 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 invest in man that they just showed me shocked me. Okay, so we send all our money to these people. We send it to them all the time, and then what's it called? We expect that these people are going. We expect these people to do right by us. We said, okay, you the entrepreneur, you the business leaders. We expect you to be going out here building stuff for us. We want our kids to be able to have some place to come hang out. We want you to go out here and purchase and rebuild our communities because we're sending you our money and because you are the entrepreneur and we think that these people want to do right by us, but they don't. They take our money and buy all these fancy stuff for themselves and then tell us how much of a millionaire they are and you not. And you buying their products and stuff and not reinvesting back in. They're not reinvesting anything back into you. They're not. They're not investing anything. They take the whole bag and run. And then they get mad if you question them about it. Taking them, why are you not building anything? We have sent you millions of dollars. We have sent you millions of dollars, and I don't have a place that I can come talk to you on a regular basis. I support your channel and stuff. I ain't got. You won't give me a phone number to call you to just say what's up. And a lot of people call me on Wednesday. That's my number scrolling down. They call me Wednesday 1 to 4 anytime. And some people just call and say, "Hey man, I just called. I couldn't believe you were going to answer the phone. I just want to tell you I appreciate everything you do." And they surprised that I answer. But they won't even give you a number for you to call them. But they expect you to keep sewing it to them. So that's why I keep saying This YouTube stuff, it has became it's the new black church. Honest to God, it's the new black church where you got one person who's just like you, but he ain't paying the musician nobody. He's taking all the money, or she is taking all the money, running from it, building up themselves, ain't building nothing for the people. They ain't doing nothing to put anything back into the people. We never get to hear from the people who have came through there, who have came up and now get the same thing that they got. Um, that's one thing I'm very proud of with the appliance boot camp. Y'all see the products coming from the appliance boot camp. And I had a guy talk to him, sent him a message today. He said, "I want to buy the course, but I just don't think I'm afraid that if I buy it, it ain't gonna work. Why it won't work? Why won't it work?" Like I told him, if you go buy a seed from the grocery, if you go to the farmers market and you buy a seed, and from there you tell them, I want to get me some string beans, and they say, okay, here goes some string bean seeds or some string beans or some string beans. We should call them slips. It'd be the plant that's already grown. Here you go. You take them, and we say we got Farmer Brown around there. He's one of the best farmers around here. And you go look at Farmer Brown gardens and stuff, and you see, okay, he knows what he's doing. He's gonna help you get that thing going. Well, you say, nah, I ain't gonna buy it because if I buy it, it ain't gonna grow. You don't. You know that if you got mentorship from Farmer Brown, and you know that if Farmer Brown knows, he knows that if you take that seed, or you take that slip, as we used to call it, and put it in the ground, and you put the right fertilizer in it, you put the right water on it, you put the right, you got in the right direction of the sun, you got all other things that it takes to make that thing grow. It's going to grow. It has no other choice but to grow. The reason why, it's the universe. The universe said it has to grow. There ain't nothing you can do about it. It doesn't have nothing in the world else you can do about it, because the universe says if you meet all these requirements right here, that thing is going to produce and it's going to do well. That's the same thing about what you call a business. If I tell you this appliance repair business right here will work, and I know where environment you got to put it in, I know the environment you got to put it in. I know how much sunlight you got to have. I know how much water you got to have. I've been doing it. I can tell you it's going to work. It's going to work. It's going to work. And so then I can guarantee you it's going to work. And just the same thing. A farmer don't put no. He knows when to plant his seeds, and he knows how long it takes for those seeds to bear fruit, to come. So they can tell you, oh, we're gonna plant them now. By the time October comes, we'll be able to eat off of them. But the same thing. If you follow the instructions in a business, you know when that business is going to start producing. So that's why I can tell you within 3 months. I can tell you that's when it's going to produce. It's the same concept of sowing and reaping, and people are trying to make it too hard for us. They're getting in between us and actually getting to the people who have had success, and some people ain't had no success. I'll be honest with you. Some of them haven't had any success, but they have a lot of exposure, can get out and actually, and they have a great talk game. Just like the ministers, they have a great talk game, but you ain't seen no fruits of their labor. You haven't seen any fruits of their labor. I'm not saying fruits of their labor. I'm talking about, if I was to say, okay, I'm gonna start a business, but then my business become, I'm gonna go drive Uber. That's not. I didn't start a business. I, that goes back to saying, hey, I'm gonna almost like you just self-employed, got a job. You didn't start a business. You didn't build nothing from scratch. You don't own the customers. You don't own the platforms that the customers come in. Anytime they get ready, Uber can cut you off and you done. But not saying you're gonna start a business. I mean, you go and you own the customers. You get in control of how much you make. Uber in control of how much you make. When you come to appliance repair, at the very beginning, you're gonna start off with third-party warranties and stuff because you're in training. You're in training. But once you get out of training and you get your own customer base and stuff, you in total control. Nobody can cut you off. Nobody can cut you off. And same thing too. A lot of people keep talking. A lot of people keep talking about, oh, wintertime is coming. Wintertime coming. What you gonna do for the wintertime? what what I'm supposed? I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur, and you all entrepreneurs. We're lucky that the field I'm telling you to go into, appliance repair, is what we call an evergreen field. It never go dormant. You think that refrigerator, that dryer cares that that there's a pandemic? You don't care. It's gonna break. You're gonna need it fixed. You think that refrigerator, dryer, think it cares that some people say winter is coming? It's not. It's mechanical device is gonna break. It's gonna need repairs. You're gonna be able to fix it. Same thing as an entrepreneur. If they say what you gonna do, what I always do is I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. Just like fall and winter come every year. When fall and winter time come, I don't keep wearing my same shorts and stuff I had on in spring and summer. I'm gonna switch up my clothes. I'm gonna put on the clothes that protect me during the winter months and the fall months. Same thing with my business. With the appliance repair, we just switch over. We go into the cooking season, so we're good, and we're protected. That's our winter clothes. Fall and summer, we're gonna be doing a lot of the washers, dryers, and refrigerators. So we're protected that way. In the ice cream parlor, same thing. I know, okay, in the ice cream, my fall sale falls down some. So what I do then, I just put the popcorn coat on, let that rock. Hey, what's going on, DCNF? What's going on?
Not much. How's it going, Mike?
Doing good. What's happening?
Shoot, I can't complain, man. Out here grinding today.
Oh, you working on Labor Day too?
Yeah. Had still system and 2 other jobs.
Oh my God, that's a good go.
Oh yeah. That still system tried to take me out, Mike. Whoa.
Hey man, I got two of them I got to do this week. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put them in there.
Oh man, yeah. Hopefully ain't no LG, man. These LGs are beating me up right now.
Yeah, I got to the point with the LGs. I just tell them they got to send me the condenser, every evaporator, and the compressor. I'm
Oh
just
yeah.
tired of them.
Oh yeah. Better have everything. That way, you're not wishing you had got it.
Right.
Oh yeah. Man, I just wanted to chime in with you. I know it's been a while.
Yeah. How's the business going for you? The appliance repair business?
Man, it's going great, Mike.
Yeah.
It's going great. We already outdid our numbers from last year. And
You already passed last year?
yeah, probably last month. We actually blew past the numbers for last year, and we just pushing forward.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh,
do you see with this appliance repair business? Do you see any ceiling, or do you see number upside? You can just anywhere you want to go.
Mike, it's nothing but upside. So we took $5,000 from this business on this side to fund the business out in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. It took how much?
Took 5,000 from this business,
Uh-huh.
and my business partner hit me up about a month or two ago. Said, "Hey, shoot, yeah, I'm ready to pay back the 5,000 from out here. We already, we good. We on track."
Okay, let me stop right there.
Yeah.
I had a guy earlier today. I was talking to him. He told me he was an HVAC contractor,
Mm-hmm.
and he said $1,500, $1,700 is too much money to invest into appliance repair business. Now you went into another market. Did you think 5,000 was too much to invest in there? You won't gonna get your money back.
Nah, I actually thought we'd need more.
But you had a problem with getting more to that.
No. Once we got in our groove
Mm-hmm.
last year, my business partner went out to Atlanta in the summer last year, and
Mm-hmm.
we hit our groove probably beginning of third quarter.
Uh-huh.
Money was plentiful, Mike. Not
Uh-huh.
we had plenty of money. So if
Uh-huh.
we needed any additional funds, could have easily pushed it his way. But my business partner really good with the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
He managed that 5,000 to the T, and
Mm-hmm.
he caught stride right around the end of the second quarter this year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it went crazy. He got 2 people he hired right now.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah, it went crazy, and we just building. We just building on this. It's nothing but upside because it's so scalable, and it doesn't take much. Just got to be focused, the right people in play, and you good to go.
Yep, no doubt. yeah. Like I said, the guy that I was having that discussion with, I told him, I said, "You're not no contractor, and you can't be no HVAC contractor." And you say $1,700 is a lot of money because I said if I had an HVAC contractor that said, hey, if you send me $10,000, I'll send you hours into the state so you can take the contractor test. I'll pay right then and there. 'Cause I know I can get the money right back. I know what the work of it is.
Mike, I paid 1,800 back when
Right.
I brought the online, then I went back and brought the hands on.
Uh-huh.
When I really got going, I won't even count those first 2 months.
Right.
I made that back, within a week or two. Started
Yeah.
February last year, made it all back, and never looked back. Never looked back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I say this internet thing just be a lot of people, the young people say, Captain, ain't no way in the world you an HVAC contractor and you think $1,700 is a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure to start an HVAC company, you putting out some buku money.
Yeah, you got to put out some money to go.
Yeah.
But you make a lot of money. But if he's a contractor and he's out there making $1,700, he make that before 12 o'clock.
Yeah, I got a guy that was with me, but he was a third-year apprentice electrician, and he got a job back doing electrical work so he can get his journeyman.
Uh-huh.
He hauled ass, my guy. I don't blame him.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
You get that contractor's license, yep.
He know where the money is. He said, yeah, when he come back, we can work a little situation out.
Oh yeah, wow. So you might get a license.
Yeah, because he gonna finish up, get his journeyman with them, and then he's like traveling right now. So he travels Iowa or something like that right now. So he left good terms, and we good. I'm gonna hit him up periodically because when he get his journeyman, see what's up, man. See if we can make it.
That's what I be telling him. I said anybody knows if they in the skilled trade that if they can get a hold of a license or something like that, these guys man, the money they can make.
Yeah. Yeah. So I keep money on deck, Mike. I don't touch my I keep money on deck. So if the right situation come along, we ready to go.
Yeah. Going back to that, what you just said, one of the guys I have been talking to here locally about the business, I was showing him the 5 banking accounts, and same thing. He had forgot about it because his wife does all the books and stuff, and and something popped up, and he was like, we gotta pay some money someplace, and he was just looking at the account, the just normal operating account. So they had a major issue that popped up, and his wife. So he had forgot about the 5 bank accounts, and his wife said, "Well, we still got the money in our profit account." And he was like, "Man, he had forgot about it." But when he saw it, he couldn't believe how fast it had grown and how much it was. He said they were able to knock it out and keep moving, no problem.
Yeah, man, that profit account. Mike, I didn't initially start the 5 checking accounts until about February of last year, and when I tell you, overnight, it was 5 figures in like 2 of the accounts. It was like, what in the world? Where did all this money?
Yep.
It was definitely crazy. That 5 checking accounts is legit.
Yep.
Man. I'm thinking about coming out that way next class. So
come on up, man. Come on up. I got a couple of the alumni say they might be shooting up this way. So yeah, come on up, man. I'd love to see you up here.
Oh, yeah,
I know the clients would love to see you too.
For sure. I'm gonna bring that lock ring with me, man.
You doing lock ring?
I got it. I have not had a chance to actually use it because I enjoy the brazing, and so I'm good at it. So it's like I switch over to it. So yeah, I'm gonna link up with Slick while I'm out there. We probably gonna go ahead and train up on it.
Okay, that's fine. If you do that, let me know, and I'll see if I got an old refrigerator in here. We can work on it on here.
Oh, for sure. Most up.
All right.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to tap in with you, man. We appreciate you out here, Mike.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
All right, brother. Have a great show, man.
All right, hold on. Thank you, DCNF. DCNF jumped in with us. But yeah, there you go. He made his money back in a couple of weeks. And like I say, that 5 banking accounts, that works with just about it works for every business. Now I know the numbers for the appliance repair business because that's what I do, appliance repair. You might have to tweak the numbers a little bit if you're in a different industry. But also too, what it does, it lets you know if you're not charging properly. It tells you so much about your business. The same guy that I was just talking about that it ran into an issue and he had that money. He said he noticed that his money, his operating account, wasn't quite enough to actually get him by. Sometimes he felt like he was starving a little bit, so that forced him to go look at his prices of some of his products, and he found out one of his products he wasn't getting enough sales on it, and he was just a little bit too high. He adjusted his product just 50 cents. He adjusted his product 50 cents, and he said the sales took off, and he's good. So because what happens if you don't separate your money, that business will eat up everything. You can't tell what's going on. Yeah, so that works, and that's the stuff you're gonna get when you go buy somebody's business plan from a business that they're actually running. So when you go buy Appliance Bootcamp, you're actually buying my business plan, my blueprint. I know it worked because it don't work for me for 20 something years. So with that, you're not going to have to wait no 3 or 4 years to get the results. You just heard DCNL said he saw the results. He was able to pay the money back in about a couple of weeks. He had his money back because it works. Same thing when I go out and I buy I bought the ice cream parlor business. You know, everybody tell you, oh, the ice cream, you're gonna start a business. It's gonna take you 3 to 5 years to go make money. I just showed y'all yesterday. We closed today, but yesterday I I showed you the stuff from the square, that was from the chart. But I didn't show you all the cash that came through there. But yeah, the cash and stuff. Matter of fact, it wasn't much cash that came through there. It was just about 10 or 15 more dollars. But you'll get cash that come through there too. And so yeah, so you good, you good. And because I bought the guy business plan, it worked. I didn't have to wait no year to get results. I saw results the first day we opened. I saw the results that he said, and everything that he told me that I was going to get, I got. Let me grab my other book real quick. Okay, here we go. If you all can see that, this is mattress by appointment. We bought a mattress by appointment, and let me see if I can find it. I think I showed you all one time before. Yep, this is it. When you buy a business plan, you don't buy it and they tell you it's going to take you a year or two to get to make your money. Right here, these sheets right here. This is month. This is month number. You go. This is month number 1, 2, 3, 4. They got it for a whole year of what you're going to make every month. They tell you up front exactly what you need to buy. They tell you what type of sets you need to have. They say on your first month. They tell you on your first month if you follow their plan, you're gonna sell 20 mattresses. So you're gonna sell 5 mattresses a week, and you're gonna have an average selling price of about $400. And they say your profit margin on those is gonna be $150. And they'll tell you what sets you need to have. They say you're gonna need 20 sets. Inventory gonna be 10%. 15% gonna be fools. 10% twins. 25% kings. And they tell you what you need to do. You need to put out 5 signs per day. You need to put out 5 road signs per day. You need to do 5 posts to Craigslist per day. You need to do your Facebook boost, $100 per week. Flyers, 25 per week. Newspaper, 5 per week. Referral cards, 10 per week. All of this, and they tell you how many calls you need to make and what you need, how many people need to be showing up by. They give you everything. The problem is when people do this, a lot of times they think, oh, I'm not going to do all this stuff in between. I'm going to get the same results. If you follow their instructions that they tell you you need to follow, you'll get the results. You'll get the results. And that's the same thing with the appliance repair business. When I tell you that you'll be able to quit your job in 3 months, it's because what's it called? I do it and I know the results is going to come through. So that's why that happens. And to say $1,700 is too much money for you to actually invest in yourself to get this type of. If somebody told you, I'm going to give you a plumbing, you can start your plumbing company or HVAC company or electrical company for $1,700 right now. If somebody came to you right now and say, hey, give me $1,700, you can start your electrical company. You have electrical contractor company or HVAC contractor company. You'd be crazy as I don't know what not to pay it because you're gonna make so much money from it. That's the same thing from appliance repair. It's no different. It's the same thing from appliance repair. And same thing. If everybody calling talking about if you're gonna email me and tell me that you got a contractor's license, but then don't want to tell me what state and stuff, all that's public record. Anywhere you got a contractor's license, it's public record. It's on the state board of contracting, your license and all that stuff. So yeah, so all that stuff is there. So yeah, so there ain't nothing that you putting out there the world don't see. All of it's there. So I'm just verifying if you lying or not. If you telling me $1,700 is a lot of money for a HVAC contractor, I think you lying. I don't think you have contractor's license. And that's the thing too with this internet. You get a lot of people that can fake that stuff. You get a lot of people that can fake that, and then they want to argue with the people who are doing it. That's the other thing too. I said I get frustrated because I sometimes I'm trying to actually convince somebody something, but then I realize this person on the other end don't know what they're talking about. They just clowning. I have to tune them out because I'm under the impression that I thought people were telling the truth. I don't know why I keep thinking people are telling the truth on the internet. I don't know why I keep thinking that. Because I get disappointed every time. And like I say, unfortunately for a lot of people, especially us as African Americans, we're looking for help. We're looking for help. And who was the lady? I used to call her a root worker. She would come on late at night, Miss Celia, I think that was her name, or she's supposed to be able to tell you fortunes and stuff, made all that money. That's kind of what the YouTube people are. They know that you are struggling and you want to start a business. They know that you want to get women and you don't know how to talk to women. They know that, and they prey upon that to separate you from your money. And you don't get any of it. You don't get any of the results. You never start a business that's worth anything. You're not going to get the women. And that's the thing too, where I've never seen people who so Miss Cleo, that's her name, Miss Cleo. Yeah, I've never seen a group of people, especially the men, who thinking that who wishing such hard luck on the women. I've never seen nothing like this, where you got a group of men who's so hard pressed to get women that they hoping something bad happens to the women, so the women turn into prostitutes and they can buy the prostitute. And that right there really blows my mind because most of the time when they call, the men ain't got the money. It's the women who paying for them to come to the course. And most of the time it's the women trying to pour and put money into the men. So where are these men that get all the money? Because they ain't the ones that's calling in. I'll be honest. They aren't the ones calling in. It's the women calling in. Hey, can you talk to my friend? I'm going to pay for him to come. You know, most of the time they living with them. I haven't seen it where they got the money. I haven't seen it. Um, I'm gonna read some of the stuff we got going on, and also I want to tell you all too. If you hadn't already, go to Appliance Tech Manuals. He's actually doing a lot with us. He's actually working with us, giving us the discounted rate for the 6 months, so you get free 6 months if you buy the actual service. But he also have blenders on there too. So he know we have the blender course. He emailed me today, say he's putting blenders on there. So if you're somebody who want to know how to repair blenders, you buy the blender repair course. You can go. He'll have those blenders on there, so how you can fix those and get those manuals. So he's getting his site up and running, and he's working with us, and we're gonna I'm gonna work with him. I'd like for you all to work with him too. Like I say, he's catching up to speed a little bit, so he's been a lot of stuff uploaded. So if you go there, it's running a little bit slow. Just have a little bit of patience. He's getting it up there, and he wants to grow along with us. So he has reached out to us, and he wants to actually help us as we make transitions and grow our platform and grow our network. And I want to do the same thing too. I want to be there too, and we help him go through his growing pains. So we're gonna be patient with him, just like everybody's patient with me. I still got stuff I got to add up for the ice cream parlor business and stuff. So everybody patient with me. I'm gonna be patient with him, and I would like to grow with him. So I want to put that out there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start putting a link to his stuff in the description, so you'll be able to go there and get your manuals. All right, we're gonna read some of the comments, and then we're gonna get out of here. All right, what's good, ABC fam? What's happening? BK from the Rockies. O Fix at RV. Hey, Mr. O. Greeting Mike and ABC family. Greetings from Richmond. Okay, hey, how you doing? Azel. Terry the electrician. What's up, Mike? I see you dropping gems about the Great American Coffee. Man, it is crazy. It is crazy. And the thing about it, man, people fight that college thing. They fight it. This I gotta go back to that. I was telling one of my friends that matter of fact, we're last night we were talking, and I think they're gonna bring somebody on. They said they're gonna bring somebody on about how you can to tell people how they can actually go out and actually get those contracts, how to write the contracts, and how to grow your company from 4 million to the point where you got 100 people you employ. I want to know uh, if where they're 100, if they're going to tell me how to grow my company from 4 employees to 100 employees, I want to see their company they grew from 4 employees to to 100 employees because if you got the capability to grow your company from 4 to 100, you ain't got you're not gonna be working for nobody doing that. You're gonna that's millions and millions of dollars a year that you can make on your own. You're gonna do it for yourself. Most of the time, like I tell people, I get you started. And I can get you up to two or three, maybe 4 or 5 texts. That's about that's pushing the boundaries of what I'm able to do. Now, in order for you to get over it, if you want to have 20, 30 technicians and stuff be in multiple areas, you got to get into our trade organization. You got to get into USA. You got to get into PSA because inside the trade organization, you're going to have members in there that have those type of companies that do it day in and day out. And those guys will take you over and become your mentors, and they'll put you in groups together, peer groups, to actually get you there. Somebody on the outside, they ain't been inside the appliance repair field, ain't never built no company with no 50 or 100 employees. They can't tell you shit about building no company. I'm telling you, they cannot do it. Prime example, one of my friends. I hope he not watching. If he is, it's not nothing bad. It's not nothing bad. But I had one of my friends. He tried for several years to get a job as a principal. And he never was able to get the job as a principal. He went to many interviews. He just unfortunately, I don't know why, but he had all the credentials. He went and got all the education, all the certification, everything they say they needed, but he was able to close the deal on getting a principal job. Well, anyway, this outside corporation, some foundation that the state uses. If your school get in trouble, the state will come in and kind of take over the school and get the school back up to par. Well, anyway, one of these foundations or organizations that come in for the state that the state hires out to come over there and run your school, they they hired him, and his job is to go when those principals are having problems with their school system. His job is to go in and clean up and mentor the principal and get the principals up and running where they need to be at. But he what's gonna call? He ain't never done it. He never. Now you got a second principal there. That's done it many a times. That's running it. They're gonna bring somebody in. They never done it before, but it's gonna tell him how to do it. And that's the same thing happen when you start going against somebody who ain't never been in your particular field. Gonna tell you how to grow it. I'm not if I'm going and I want to know how to get 25, 30 texts. I'm going to talk to Dean Landers, Paul McDonald. I'm going to talk to them, Lane Appliance. I'm going to go talk to those guys because they do it every day and they got success at doing it. I ain't getting no outside firm because they don't know it. Same thing. If I want to know how to grow my ice cream parlor where I'm doing wholesale and I got 4 or 5 and I'm doing over $1 million, I'm gonna go talk to Chad Hartman because he's doing it. That's the people I have to go talk to. I ain't gonna talk to nobody don't know what they're doing, but we'll do that and we'll think just because somebody has a job and they so-called I guess education got a certification that they know. They don't know. Unless you're doing it, you do not know. You do not know. Quentin Hodge, hey Mike, hey fam, how you doing? Lawrence Jones, hey Mike, and ABC fam, good to see you. Great perspective on Dana's show. Okay, thanks, I appreciate it. All right. BK from the Rockies. Learning curve. I've been working on my business mindset. Learning curve for the last few years. It's hard because you have to go against your normal pro. It is, and that's the main thing that you have to do. What BK from the Rockies said. It's a changing of your mind because just think if going back to the farmer, and that's one of the reasons why. That's one of the reasons why Henry Ford used to suggest and require his managers and his plant workers to have a garden in the back of their yard because a lot of times as an employee you never get to see the beginning of a process and you don't never see the end of a process. You never have to practice faith. Everybody talk about faith all the time, but nobody knows practice faith. Faith is the farmer. The farmer goes take all his money that he got and put it into buying seeds and buying these little slips and stuff, tomato slips, tobacco slips, or whatever. And he goes and he's gonna put it in the ground where he can't see it and can't see anything. He got to put it in. He got to do all this work. He got to go there and plow that field up. He got to dish it up. He got to fertilize it. He got to then plant the seeds, and then he has to sit back and have faith. Unless he got an irrigation system, he got to then have faith that God or the universe or whoever you want to call is going to provide the rain, the sun, the right temperature for all that seed to germinate. And he just has to sit there and wait, having faith, knowing that it's going to work and trusting the process. And then eventually, because he had faith and he put all that work up there in the front end, and he was patient, then he gets to reap the reward on the back end. And so the hard work and all that stuff that he put in on the front end with that seed and putting it in the ground, he gets rewarded 10, 15, 20 times. You can't even number how many times he gets rewarded because he not only do he have enough string beans to supply himself, he's like my father-in-law. My father-in-law, Gordon, he has so many squash and string beans and salad and that stuff from his garden that every time somebody comes, he just gives you bags of it. He gives you bags of it because it's too much for him. He got abundance from him. It's just more than abundance. They say press down and shaking and overflowing. It is just too much. Every time somebody come up to the house, he giving you these little plastic bags full of squash, tomatoes, all that, because you can't eat it all. And that's the same thing with your business. When I'm telling these guys, this business right here works. It works. You just got to have faith. And if somebody take their money and go put it in there, and you have a faith and trust in the process, you'll get to the point where it's overflowing. Where you saw BCNL, where he said his business partner want to open up in another area. He cut them off 5,000 like it was nothing, and say it didn't hurt him. He thought he would have to give them more, and it took off. And now look, they done surpassed already what they done the year before. But that's the stuff people have to teach us because we don't see it anymore. We don't plant gardens anymore. And that's the thing I find the craziest thing, where people say they hungry and they gotta go to the food bank and stuff all the time to go get free food. You go on your back deck and plant your go in your backyard or your back deck and you can plant you enough to supply you and your family. You have enough to give away. But we don't. We don't want to go through that hard work. We want to just be able to just just go someplace somebody give it to us. Same thing. We don't want to put the hard work into to building a business. We want to. I want to go drive Uber because they like the hard work has been done for me. I just want to go knock on the door and say, hey, let me show up and drive Uber. We don't want to do those things, but you got to do it. Once you go through it and you have the faith of building it for yourself, uh, nobody can tell you anything. No, and you have to be that way. When your where your mind is, where you know what you're doing is right. When everybody else is telling you what you're doing is wrong, but you know what is doing right. That's the email that I got a few minutes ago, where my we got some property I was looking at. I was thinking the value of the property was one thing, and I kept telling people, I kept telling my family and stuff. Cause this weekend they jumped on me about selling some property, and I said no. I said I can go pull the cash out. I just got an email. I was thinking maybe 70, 80. It was 155. I was like, I'm set. So yeah, I knew that, but I have to constantly keep telling people this is the way I need to go because I'm getting counsel and guidance from people who have done it already, people who do it every day, and somebody who doesn't do it every day, and they have that mentality of a W-2 worker. Um, I don't want to be disrespectful and tell them they don't know what they're talking about, and I don't want to listen to them, but I can't pay them much attention because they've never done it. I gotta go with the person who's done it before. All right. And yeah, once you break that W-2 mindset, you be good, BK. And once you won't look for nobody else to do it for you. That's the thing. You won't look for nobody to do it for you. And that's the thing that I love. That's one of the things that I love about Appliance Bootcamp alumni and all of that. They built their businesses on their own. They went and got they weren't chosen. They no most African Americans, if you look at them, the ones they put out in front of us and stuff, like the Oprahs and all that, they were chosen. They didn't build themselves. The music stars, most of them were chosen. They didn't build themselves. Somebody chose them and put them on. Y'all chose to build your own business and y'all built it. Y'all went and really got it out the mud and built your own businesses. Didn't nobody put y'all on. Didn't nobody give you no job or nothing. You went out and got it on your own and built it. And that's the stuff that I love. And that's what makes me feel good to know that I built it on my own. You know that, that my appliance boot camp. We built this. We built this. JT and I built this from out of nowhere. We built it out of thin air. We built this thing and put it together, and to the point where we spread it all across the world. So that feels good. My appliance repair business, I built that. I love it. I built that. So that's mine. Can't nobody tell me nothing about it. Same thing with the ice cream parlor business. I built that. You saw the videos I put up earlier today. I go back now. I'm going back looking at those videos to inspire me to go tackle this next project. But y'all saw how bad those buildings were, and we went there and we done it live on camera and put them together. And so with that, no, it's hard for somebody to tell you something. Clay Davis, the rainmaker. Yeah, yeah, that's what they would do to me. They get you rainmaker. They had me one time. I was so glad I had signed when I was working when I was an engineer and when I got laid off. My job, my thinking was you need to go because a lot of times what would happen, engineers, it was getting to the point we won't make nothing here in the U.S. We won't manufacture anything. So what would happen? Um, all the manufacturing was getting done overseas. We had started shipping stuff overseas. We would ship stuff over. If you call an appliance boot camp, I'm online right now. You have to call Wednesday. We were shipping stuff over. We shipped stuff overseas, and they were shipping all our manufacturing lines to Mexico and all that. 'Cause that's what everybody was doing. So we weren't manufacturing anything here. And only thing they were doing, they were bringing product back, and the engineers were becoming what they call program managers or project managers, meaning that once they brought it back, you just managed it and just done more of a customer liaison between the customer and the manufacturing facilities and stuff. So my thing was I got to get an MBA so I become a product manager because I'm not going to be able to do engineering here anymore. And I went and took the GRE, I guess that's what it's called. Just luckily, I didn't have a high enough score to go because I was applying to Elon, and Elon was a private school. I was going to take out student loans because that's what my mindset was. The reason you ain't got a job because you don't have an MBA. You get an MBA, then you can get a job. You ain't got the money to pay for the MBA, but you can take out these student loans, and those student loans, well, then you be able to pay them back once you get the job. Just lucky, me being not able to take a good test and not scoring high on the GRE kept me from falling into that thing. Now, when somebody come tell me something like that, I'm not going. I love education because we study and we educate ourselves constantly here in this field. But I'm not going to pay nobody no $60,000 for no MBA or no certificate and all that. When I can go out here and I can create my own job, my own business. I'm not doing that. Yep, they networking. Yeah, that illusion of inclusion is real. Yeah, I don't. I got so tired of that dog and pony show. I don't know if you've done that, Terry, but you go there, you have to go sit through this walkthrough. You sit there and they tell you all this. Then you got call. I got called the electrical supply house and give them all these part numbers so I can get prices on everything they need. Just looking through the prints and stuff. And get up there. You got to submit the bid at a certain time. You submit the bid, and then you hear back you don't get it. You wasted all that time. I just said forget it, and I just went out there just focus on making money. But that's the problem. People don't want to do that. They want to be able to say, for some reason we think that somebody's gonna give it to us. Nobody's gonna give it to you. We think, oh, I'm gonna focus on getting a minority grant, and they're gonna come cut me a check, and it ain't gonna happen. This country don't fought too hard to keep you from getting in it. They ain't gonna let you get in. Why you think they have all the licenses and all that stuff? Why you think they have the unions? You think they're gonna let you come in and get a contract? No, nah, they're not gonna do that. They're not. Nobody cares about you but you. And now I'm starting to believe we don't care about ourselves. Untamed Kango. Good evening, folks. Good evening, Mike. You sound just like Dr. Claude Anderson. Keep varnishing the knowledge. Thanks, I appreciate that. Mr. Mechanical, what's up, Mike? Hey, what's going on? A and B, what's up? What's up? All right. Hey, Mike, ABC fan. Mike, thanks for keeping it real. Thanks, I appreciate it. Mr. O, I'm going to have to give up my part-time state job. They're mandating COVID-19 shots. Yeah, you can tell them no. Lawrence Jones, right? The Finisher LLC. Okay, you are absolutely right, Mike. I worked for the Department of Transportation for 14 years. They already know who those contracts. They do. Those even worse. The transportation, because even some of the big projects they got going on. So what happened? They have two or three companies that does a lot of the work. So say for instance, here in North Carolina, you're gonna have Fred Smith and you're gonna have S.T. Wooten. Those are the two big people who do the road constructions in the Department of Transportation. So the state of North Carolina, what they would do at the beginning of the year or maybe a year or two out, they'll sit down and meet with S.T. Wooten and Fred Smith, and they'll tell them these are the projects we got coming up in the next year or two, and this is the scope of those projects. So what they do, they tell them that so they can go ahead and ramp up and get the staff they needed and the supplies they need to complete those projects. So they get to choose the projects they want first. So what happened, Fred and ST, they get to choose the projects that they want first, and then the stuff they don't want, they say you can let that stuff slide. So yeah, they already know where it's going to. Passive Patreons, Mike. Thanks. Yeah, it is. YouTube, it is the new black church. The YouTube celebrities are the ministers. They are. They are the ministers. They ain't no different. Mike and ABC's the equalizer. Yep. Uh, okay, Mr. O, my business account says he can help me grow my appliance repair business with a marketing expert who only works for exclusive clients. Okay, and look and see. Mr. McKenna, Mike, it's crazy. Some people can't see the trees from the forest. Yeah, and a lot of times it's not their fault. They just been so many people just been misled and misled so much. They just don't trust anybody. What's up, Mike and ABC fam? Hey, what's going on, Gary Ross? Sean C. I don't fix heating elements in the winter. Yep. Yep. I do a lot of those too. What's up, 89 Dr. Funk? Networking. Mike, you already know how I feel about that 5 banking account set up. Got 5 figures in 2 of them right now, almost 5 figures in the profit account. About to tap into the one at the end of the. There you go. Yeah, we are. My wife and I. We're sitting down tonight, figuring out where we're gonna go. Mr. Mechanical, Mike, that guy doesn't know what HVAC stands for. I'm in the HVAC, 1708 nothing. Between my CODs and one use, one warranty company, I have sour by the boatload. Yeah, yeah. But I know that. I know that they don't know, and a lot of times they come in to say stuff like that. They, God knows. I get that all the time. Somebody say, I want to buy your course. I want to buy your course. The link ain't working. I get this all the time. The link ain't working. I try to buy it. Okay, I'm gonna send you an invoice right now. You pay it. Then I hit them back. I say, I thought you were gonna buy the course. I lost my credit card. It's gonna be a minute before I had to apply for a new ATM or debit credit. Sometimes it's true, but I just find it hard to believe that everybody done lost their credit card when I send them an invoice. I get that a lot when people call. They'll call me and say, "Hey, they want to get free information." And I ask them, "Have you bought the course?" I tried to buy it, but the link won't work. Okay, I'm gonna send you a link now. You can go ahead and buy it. Nah, I lost my credit card. Yeah, Miss Cleo, that's who it is. It's Miss Cleo. Just a bunch of simps and losers. Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of it have to do. A lot have to do with the kids not getting out and interacting and with young guys. The guys sit around play video games all day. They don't get out and talk to the women, and with that, they don't know how to talk to them. So, Mike, my wife and I visit. Oh yeah, hey, how you doing? Thank you for coming. My wife and I visited on Saturday from Durham. The ice cream was really good and high quality. The cheap stuff, Food Line brand, usually bubbles my stomach. Your ice cream did not. Thanks. Yeah, it don't give you the bubble gut. I tell people all the time. Thank you. I appreciate it. I remember you and your wife coming in, man. I really, really appreciate y'all coming in. Yeah, they came in. My wife was bringing me dinner when they popped in. So I appreciate that. What's his website? Let me give you his website real quick. I'm gonna put it in the chat real quick. And this is gonna be for appliance. Appliance. Here we go. I'm gonna put it in real quick for his. This is for appliance tech name. All right, I'm putting it in right now. That's his website. All right, I just put it into the chat. Oh my God, Moon God is 777. Oh my God, that certification game is crazy. You go to school and then you have to pay yearly and every couple of years big money just to work. And I have like 5 and what I went to college for. Yep, that certification game was crazy. I couldn't believe how many people were going for that. All the vaccination and training modules of criminal background checks, Can't even have a speeding ticket hardly, and it's not worth the stress, the time away from your family, exposure, not worth. Yeah, I never forget. Uh, I had a company that one time wanted me to do license holding for them. No, I'm a license holder. So I had a company one time wanted me to do their license holding, and they told me you need to fill this information out. I thought it was, most of the time I just send me a form. It's already pre-filled. All I gotta do is sign my name and put my license number in. It's done. I go there. uh, I had to log into a site, and after about 10 minutes and flipping pages, and then it go to another thing that, and then you had to write almost paragraph. I called them up. I said, "Nah, give me my license back. I ain't doing this." They said, "What's wrong?" I said, "I ain't sitting down all day typing this mess up. Just give me my license back." And they said, "No, you good. We'll fill it out." I'm not gonna sit there all day filling that mess out, writing paragraphs. I said, "For what?" No, give me my license back. I ain't gonna do it. Yes, Mike, I remember the principal dude. He is the one that had came by a couple of months ago. Okay, all right, I appreciate that. He was doubtful and iffy about applying. Oh, okay, no, that wasn't him. That's not that's not him. He's actually is a vice principal, but that wasn't him. I don't even know what it is like to be home on holidays and weekends for me. I didn't even know what it was like to be home for holidays and weekends for me in years. Oh wow. Um, Okay, I'm glad you get to be at home now. Uh, I forgot today was Monday. I thought today was like a Sunday or something for some reason. But yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's what happens when you're working. Mike, you're a great coach and mentor. I'm looking to follow somewhat in your footsteps with a program to teach electricians how to start and build six-figure electrical services. Yeah, you definitely should do it, Terry. I say you need to do it because we need to get more people like yourself out here doing it. People want to get. What happens? People know you can make money in the skill trade. People know you can make some money in engineering and as they say tech and people they coding or whatever. So what happens? But we don't have many people that can actually come to us and actually tell us the right path on how to go there. So you get some vague stuff, or um, somebody tell you you need to get into coding. Okay, what code I'm going to be, what I'm going to be doing? Am I going to be doing automation or what I'm going to be doing? Writing? You going to be doing websites or what? Or what kind of coding you want me to do? Nobody never comes up and tells the exact thing that they done with their coding, and or even just come on and just show us the syntax and show us how you write code. So that's the thing I have and I hear all these people say they want to go to coding. Then I hear they bring people on, tell you that you need to get into coding, but they never tell us what their job description was. When I was writing a lot of code, I wrote a lot of code in Unix, and I wrote a lot of code in C, then it was C++, and then I went to Visual Basic. Coding, once you know one programming language, you can do all of the programming language, believe it or not. Once you know the structure or how it works, how coding works, writing code, you just got to learn the syntax, and most of the syntax are very, very similar. So what my job was as an engineer when I first got out of college, I had to actually I was working for this company called Data General, and we made data storage. So back in the days, you had these storage cabinets where you put all these disk drives in. And so my job was to actually write the program to actually test those disk drives. So what happened, we would manufacture the what we call a disk array, just a storage cabinet, and the people on the assembly line would put all the disks, fill it up with all these different disk drives. What I've done, I came back in through what we called then was a SCSI port. On the back of your computer, you had back then you had a SCSI port, and you had a serial port. Now you got USBs and stuff like that. So anyway, I would write a program that will actually have the main computer. You would plug the SCSI port into the back of it, or you would plug the serial port into the back of it. And what I would do, I would write a program, and the program would actually go into the when we had the Unix platform, it'll go through the back of the serial port, and I can actually send data through the back of that serial port, into that computer, and then not to actually take control of that computer. So what you don't want somebody sitting there. You need to test all the different functions of that actual computer, that disk drive. So you don't want nobody to have to sit there with a computer and say download file. You have what we call mirror drive, where you have two disk drives and you want the same thing on both drives. And the reason you wanted that, in case this drive went bad, you had a backup drive, you wouldn't lose all your information. So you would do that. You would do like a mirror drive, and then you have what we call RAD. RAD, I think it stands for random access in some data. But anyway, what happens? You can do like a RAD file, meaning that on data it has ones and zeros coming through there. That's how computer talk, and that's how they put data on the disk drive. So what would happen? You would have instead of you having two drives mirrored just alike, I could spread them out over either 3 or 5 drives, if I remember right. So I could take a block of data. I could put the first 2 bits here, the second 2 bits there, the third 2 bits there, and the last bit here. And then I would have another bit on that last drive that if one of the drives went bad, it was a formula that got worked out that allowed you, if you put a new drive in, it'll rewrite it. So that's what I would do. I would actually come there and make sure that I can write to every address on each one of those drives. Make sure that the heads, when I say head, when a disc is flying, it has this little magnet back in the day that will actually turn on. They'll put the little stamps inside the disk drive. It will turn it on at certain temperatures. So just like anything, at certain temperatures, the air gets denser and the head don't fly as hot. So what happened? They said this disk drive got operated at 0 degrees. I built an environmental cable so it got 0 degrees. So if the head didn't fly high enough, you get what we call a crash, where it go and hit the platter and it'll damage it. So that's what I was doing. I was writing programs to mimic somebody sitting at their keyboard doing that all day. Now that right there is not fun, because after you write the program, you get some crazy guy at Seagate or somebody who make the drive. They'll change the wording instead of them. In order for me to write my program, I have to actually know what words are coming across the screen to make sure things are correct. So when the hard drive powers up, it might have the word Seagate on there spelled out. And so what I do, I'll search the screen I'll search search the letters coming out the back of the port until I see the word Seagate. And I saw the word Seagate, I knew it was powered up. Then some idiot gets smart and just put a picture up. So my program will stop working, and I got to go through and search my program, see what I'm searching for, what I'm not finding, and then from there I have to change my program. But that's what I've done. I wrote those. And then when I went to Intel, that's when they was going to the modems, and I wrote the automation programs for those where I've done the same thing. I went there and I wrote programs to implement somebody going searching the internet. So I had to mimic somebody going dialing up into the actual server. I had to listen to the dial tones. You remember back in the day, when you dial up the AOL, ding, ding, ding. But anyway, those are ringtones. And every state and every country have a different ringtone, and you had to actually know what ringtone it was so that you could adjust your speeds and stuff for that country, and you had to adjust the actual data stuff that's coming from that country. And I had to make sure it worked across all the country, U.S. So that's what I've done in coding. And you sitting at the desk all day doing that. That's not fun. That's not fun. And it didn't pay as well either. It didn't pay as well. So that's what I've done. I wrote plenty of code. Plenty of code back in the day. Probably more code than probably some of my code's still out there. That's what I've done forever, writing code. And it's not fun. It wasn't rewarding to me. I didn't like it. But that's the thing I think people should do. If you're gonna tell somebody how to, they need to get into coding. Come explain to them what coding is, and show us writing. Show. Don't tell me you in tech, because don't tell me you in tech. Come to your computer, set up, and write me just one function or one module, and explain the syntax in it, and then compile it and let it run and let us see do what you say it's supposed to do. That's the way you teach people how to code. You just don't come in and tell people, "Oh, you need to go into code. You need to go into code." And we don't know what coding is. We don't know. And just tell us we need to code. Come to the screen, write us just a small program where just flash hello to the screen. Just flash hello and just show us the syntax, show us how you compile it, and then let it run. Okay, let's see here. I'll read a couple more, then I'm getting out of here. Uh, what's this? Lawrence Jones. It's the television effect. Just because the camera's on them doesn't make them expert. Yeah, it is. 89 Dr. Funk. I plant garden every year. People want to harvest the next day all the time. I book out all week for the first time. There you go. I have to make a decision on my 9 to 5 in a year. Okay, thanks. They networking. Hey, what's up, my app? Mike, they have that new credit card. Yeah, it happens all the time. Man, these people are playing, Mike. They wasting your time saying they're going to buy. Yeah, I know a lot of them are. And some people, some people, like I used to say, uh, some people okay, like they say, some people okay with just being in the crowd cheering on. I don't have no problem with that. If they want to cheer on, but I want to give them the feel of play. Hey, what's going on? 66 reflections. Okay. A jack of many trades, but I like appliance repair a lot. My son turned me on to it because he watched me work hard and all in school many years, found a better way for myself. Okay, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's great. Like I say, um, Mike, my son talked to you the other day about the gas stove. Oh, okay, okay, I remember. I remember. Okay, yeah, I remember. Um, but yeah, I love appliance repair. Like I say, I'm pretty much done it. I pretty much whatever what they're saying. The new careers, they talk about coding, STEM. I can check the box that I've done it. I was an engineer. Um, wrote a lot of damn code. I mean, I wrote a lot of. Some of my code probably still running on that stuff. Wrote a lot of code because that's another thing too with manufacturing. They're not going to spend a lot of money on redoing lines and stuff like that. They're going to keep the same stuff because there's too much of that stuff they have. They got too much money invested in. They're not going to spend a lot of money changing those lines. But I wrote a lot of code. I wrote a lot of code. Uh, what's up, good tech? All right. What's up, family? Gotta pay to play nothing is free. Yeah. Hey. Yep. It's way cheaper than college. Wish I knew about this long ago. Yep. Okay. Wow, that's really back in the day. Yeah. Damn, like you went back to the Stone Age with dial-up. I remember figuring out how to keep free internet with those. Yeah. Everybody had those. But I went from God too. It was funny. Back then they had the payphones, and because I was doing a lot with the modems and stuff with Intel, we used to design the chips for the Intel modem. And so a lot of times I had to have what they you might remember on the back of the days with the payphones and stuff. You see the telephone man come with this little handset, this butt set where you could click on and make free phone calls. Well, I had one of those, so I could make free phone calls anywhere. That was back when they still had payphones. Mike, I think people like broad ideas and saying it just covers up what they don't know. Like when I watch people talk about the five bank account, and you know they don't. Yeah. A lot of people don't know. Yeah, a lot of people just don't know. But once you know, you know. Uh, I know better now. Made money, but it was crazy. Too much drama and stress. Yep, there you go. Yeah, so that's the thing. Whenever I see people talking about they're gonna bring somebody in and talk about coding and this and that, I want them to do it because I want to be honest. I want to see what's changed. What has changed so much since I stopped writing code. I want to see them come write some code. And I remember a lot of times when I was leaving engineering, and I remember when engineers were showing up to the job site then, and I was, used to be if somebody told you there was an engineer, engineer, you supposed to be able to fix anything. You supposed because we had to reverse engineer stuff. If our competitors had something that we didn't have, we bought it and we took it in the lab and we had to reverse engineer and figure out what they were doing, figure out. So engineers supposed to be able to fix anything. So when guys was coming out of school from engineering, when I was leaving, and even today when they show up and they can't read schematics or they don't know basic electricity, electronics and stuff, you be wondering, you an engineer? Yeah. But then I realized, okay, I forgot we don't design and build stuff here anymore. They product managers, they program managers, meaning that they just a liaison between the end user and the manufacturing company overseas. So the end user tell them what the problem is, they relay it back to the manufacturing company. The manufacturing company fix the problem, then they come back and relay it back. So they just a liaison. So, but back in the days, those guys that was in that engineering thing with me, Mike Guitard, Dave Callahan, Joe Allgaier. Uh, those guys they were smart. They were smart. I mean, we didn't our engineering lab we fixed everything in there. And then I left there and went to Intel. I went to Nortel. I got to Nortel. Nortel, that's when I saw engineers didn't know anything because Nortel had this switch that they had for years and years and years. It was called a multiplex switch. They didn't have to make any changes to it because it was so advanced. But then the internet hit. When the internet hit, everybody would, because back in the days, nobody stayed on the phone all day. They pick up the phone, they hang the phone up, and that was it because everybody had what they call part. Everybody shared. You only had like really 4 or 5 lines coming into a community, into a little street because the probability of everybody picking up the phone at the same time to make a phone call was slim to none back in the days. But then the internet hit. When the internet hit, people would log in online and wouldn't go off. So you go pick up the phone be busy all the time because there was no lines to get through. And that's when Cisco came and they turned into what they call a digital switch, where they took when you talk, it'll break your voice up into digital packets and send them down. So Nortel didn't know how to, the engineers sucked. So they couldn't build anything. And that's when people started going into buying all these little small companies. That's how they went broke. So Nortel didn't know, they didn't know nothing. They were the worst engineers I ever saw. And then I went back to Intel, and Intel, it was good when it was myself and a guy named John Kosher. John was from Turkey. Him and I, we broke their whole test module, automated their whole lab and everything. But that's when I was pissed off and I was quitting soon after that. But up until then, man, they sucked. The Nortel was the worst engineers I had ever seen. There you go, no better. Hey, what's going on, Mike Campbell? Yep. Oh, Miss Cleo. That's what you see on the internet now. Internet is Miss Cleo. Watch them. It ain't much difference. They come on. They have the they dress up and they give you all the stuff you think you want to hear. All the stuff that they give you a false impression of what the movers and shakers look like in your community. Uh, I have still have yet to go to a meeting that somebody had a suit on. I have yet to go. And I mean, I'm not going there with millionaires. I, I mean, I mean, I mean, I mean, multi millionaires, and they just dress casual. I don't see them with no suit and stuff on. I don't see any of that stuff. Um, I, most of them drive trucks. That's what they do. Most of them I see, they drive trucks. Uh, they don't one or two got Corvette or something like that. But they have some older cars that they have older cars that they cherish and keep. But I don't see the Lamborghinis. I don't and these guys got I mean they got real money. I mean they got real money. I don't see it. I don't see that. They most of them drive trucks and they got land, they got money, they got power, they got influence. They most of the time they drive a truck. Net zero used to destroy my computer. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Net zero is the free government. Ruby on Rails is what ClickFunnels is built on. Okay, okay. All right. Yeah, like I said, I haven't written code in almost 20 years now, but I wrote a lot of it when I first got out of college. I wrote a lot of it, and like I said, I will say I was pretty good at it. I was pretty good at it. Because back then I had to write the code and I had to work with the design engineers. I had to work with the design engineers, so I helped design the circuit because I was what they call a test engineer. So with that, whenever we build a circuit board, if I was to take a circuit board apart, if you look at the back of a circuit board, you're gonna see these little holes. You see these little holes and these little silver pads. Those are what we call test pads. So with that, you have to have a machine. We should call it an in-circuit tester. Back then with Jim Red and Pterodon, that would actually come and put needles on those little holes, and you could actually send voltages and work it like a voltmeter to test all the different components to write and program chips and stuff like that. I wrote the programs to do that for all the boards, but I would have to also work with the design engineers to lay out the board because design, everybody's fighting for real estate. Everybody wanted real estate. So I have to, and they don't want to use no test points. They said it's on there, it should be good, just test it at functional. Functional means when you plug the board in and powers up, if it don't work, you need to figure out how it worked in. That's the hardest way to find out if what's broken on the board on the functional test. You want to test it in circuit test and make sure you don't have any manufacturing flaws before you put it into a functional test. But that was my job, and I used to have to work with design engineers, have them give me test points. I have to tell them why I needed this test point because I needed to be able to turn one chip off and isolate a section of the board. So that's the other thing too. If I turn power on, it could wake up a chip and it start trying to control the board, or I could burn a chip out. So I had to know all of that, and you'll get one. You have one chip on your board, just one chip. And how, you think these service manuals bad? One chip on the board would be this thick. How to test it and all the functionalities and stuff. And I would have to go know that chip. And I had thousands of them on the board, and I had to write programs to test those chips. So it's funny how life prepares you for something you don't know. Because of that, I'm able to do this, and that's one of the reasons why I'm able to do my processes and procedures so easy with my businesses because I had to write the programs to mimic somebody sitting in front of a computer, going to different websites, downloading. Back then, doing the FTP file transfer protocol, doing all of that. I had to write somebody sitting down there mimicking. So I had to do it step by step by step, and that translate over to doing my policies and procedures. And I had to do that the same way. Same way I do my businesses. I don't be there. I don't want to be stuck on. You don't want to be stuck on the floor as an engineer in a manufacturing facility, because if you are, the technicians aren't going to do anything. They're going to make you be fixing everything. It's your product. You need to fix it. But I need to fix it and make sure my program's working right. I need to be up front. So what I would do, I'll stay up front and let the program run, and then every so often I'll come to the back. If they had pushed boards to the side, they'll say we can't get these to pass. Then I would I would then look and see why they didn't pass, and then I'll go back up front and make alterations to my program to catch those specific problems that I didn't catch that time. And then I tell them rerun it. They rerun it to pass, or they show them what problem it is. Then I know my program was good. And so that's the same way I do with my businesses. I don't go in there and sit. If I'm here, the ice cream parlor is running over there. I'm over here, but they can't see me. And then if something happens, I go over there, I fix it. Then I figure out what I could have done to keep that from happening again. And then we keep moving. But I done ran a little bit over. I want to thank everybody for joining in. Sorry, I'm running over a little bit. I'm going to read a little bit more of these and I'm getting out of here. Mike, so many fake business gurus on YouTube. Yeah, they talk the talk but don't walk the walk like Mike. Yeah, some of them, I don't know. I don't know if they. Some of the fake gurus come to get a payday and disappear in the thin air because they got that quick back. Yeah, they do. They do. I don't know. I don't know a lot of them because I see them. I see people names come up and I go look, but I can't tell what they do. I can't. I can't tell what they do. Even if they tell they say they have a business, they have a hard time explaining what that business does or what they actually do for their business. So I don't know what they do. So, but people, but people believe it. People believe it, and I don't get no. I don't. I have yet to get concrete information from them on on exactly how they actually make their money from that. More than motivational, there's a lot of motivation. Some of these internet gurus going to get some people locked up trying to do some of that message. Right? Yeah, they are. Uh, People want an easy way out and want to blame it all on the other group. Want to hear motivated messages. That's the only emotional and nothing else happens. Change and growth. Yeah, they do. I found that out too. A lot of people like to be motivated. I don't think we need any more motivational speakers in African American community. The Sunday morning preacher syndrome. That's why they're getting scammed. Got to do work. Yep. Where do you see appliance field in the next 5 to 10 years? Big change and stumble. Ever since I came into this field, they keep telling me it's 5 years we're gonna be out of business. I've been hearing that for the last 20 to 30 years. I don't think we're going anywhere. We're just gonna transition. Um, you're gonna have refrigerators. They're getting a lot more expensive. Um, I think what's going to happen, we might get more like the car shops. You know, the car shops, everybody used to work on everything, but then it got to a point if you wanted to work on a Toyota family, the Toyota line, you had to have these specific tools, these specific software programs and stuff, and it made it too expensive for the independent shop to work on everybody's stuff. So a lot of the independent shops had to start to specialize. They're only going to pay to have access to Toyota, or only going to pay to have access to Honda. So you start having Honda specialists, Toyota specialists. I think that's eventually what's going to happen in appliance repair field. The LG and Samsung, whoever's just going to say, hey, in order for you to work on our stuff, you're going to have to pay this monthly fee, or you're going to have to do warranty work for us, and then you can catch it afterwards. And you the only one that's going to get access to these manuals and our special user interface to get into repair stuff. I think that's what eventually is going to happen. You're going to get it that way. And I think Samsung too. I've heard it from people how the Samsung is trying to get to the point where they want to make your appliances like your cell phone, where after every 6 or 7 years you just get a new cell phone. You don't you need the new latest and greatest. So people are used to making a cell phone payment. They're used to paying for the cell phone in their payment. So what happened? They just say you buy your cell phone from us, you buy your refrigerator, your TV, your watch, your dryer, everything from us, and you pay just a monthly fee. At the end of 7 years, you get everything new. We'll come in, we'll pull, give you a new range, refrigerator, new watch, new TV. You get all your electronics free. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think. But that for me, that's the only way I think I think that's the way they're trying to go. Man, Black YouTube is scary to us. They all giving illegal financial gains that's going to get them locked up doing Fed time. Yeah, some of them are. Some of them are. Many YouTube scammers about to do Fed time themselves. Yeah, well, that's the thing too. With us, I have to say, as African Americans, I always thought this was crazy. We give more cadence to people coming out of prison than people who don't go. So what happens? The person who comes from out of prison, that's the person who really knows business, and that's the person we go after, and that's the person we normally follow. Versus the person who hasn't went to prison, the person who's actually building businesses in front of you. Nobody wants to follow them. Now I always found that disturbing amongst us. That's the way we rock. We wanted people. I guess you say the real ones. We want somebody who's real. And to be real, you got to go for the prison. And I always find it crazy too, where we have this group of people who came and they were the ones who destroyed the community, selling crack, committing all these murders and stuff like that. Took all the wealth out of the community. They just they any wealth that was here, they wiped it out during the 80s with that crack thing. And they was the ones that was most the ones that really was responsible for it. And now they're coming back out of jail, and now they're making money again, talking about the destruction that they done, how many people they killed, how they sold drugs to everybody. Now they're making money off of it again, coming back around, and making the younger people think that that's the way you need to go to get money, and that you're a real person. You went to jail and spent 15, 20 years. I'm gonna say this one, then I'm gonna go to. I was talking with a friend about talking to a friend about this. They had go back and look at it. We were talking. They had Jada Kiss and that who was it? Who was that they doing that verses with? My friend told me to go take a look at it. I looked at it about 5 minutes and couldn't watch it no more. They had Jada Kiss and who was it? It was the Locks versus Dipset. That's who it was. But anyway, they these guys are my age. They in their 50s. They mid 40s to 50s, and I'm looking at them, and they still acting like teenagers. You got a stage full of 50-year-old men walking around mad as on like they want to fight each other, and no women on the stage, just a bunch of guys, and they they acting like we act when we're 18, 19, and still dressing like they did 18 or 19. I was like, where's the growth from there? Um, no, I like Big Daddy Kane. No matter of fact, he lives not too far from here. And I look at then I look at now. He still gives you the he still does the songs and stuff, but he has a more grown up. You can tell the progression that he's grown. These guys, I can't see any growth in them. They still acting the same. They acting like they're gonna fight over a damn song. It's just crazy that they're acting like that. And I'm saying that these are the guys that I have to come and we got to build with. These are the guys right now that's supposed to be building and creating something for the next generation. And they still acting like the 18 and 19-year-olds. They still they acting like my son in them. They're not in there acting like 50-year-old people. They're not acting that way. They're not doing anything to try to and to better the community. And I got and I gotta. That's the person I'm supposed to be building with. And so when I look and I look out and I see uh, I see here the town that I'm in right now. This little Selma town. It's blowing up. It's blowing up. I mean, they working like ants out here, trying to buy property, trying to buy land, build it and stuff, and nobody caring about no wintertime coming here. They looking at it's harvest, and it's time to go make some money. And I'm looking at us instead of us rallying our troops and saying, "Hey, now's the time we need to be out here buying this stuff. We need to be pulling our resources together, making this money, building our communities and stuff." We're telling everybody you're gonna have some hard times coming up. You're gonna don't spend your money. They ain't got no money to spend anyway. But instead of going out to say, hey, now's the time. Everybody else is what you call is gearing up to make a big move. We're not doing any of that. We're not doing any of that. And where our kids gonna be at? Now they can't go to they ain't going to school anymore because of this COVID thing, and they ain't got nobody teaching them. What they gonna do? What they gonna do? From the, I went and looked at that show Aretha. My wife and I we went and looked at the Aretha Franklin movie this past weekend. Matter of fact, that's where I was coming from today. We went and looked at it today, and I didn't care much about the singing and all that. What I cared about, I was looking. I said, look at all the people that came through that household. But she had access to Dr. King, Dana Washington, Sam Cooke, the whole, and they weren't isolated from the community. They weren't nowhere away from the blacks. We had Dr. King, and you knew the house where Dr. King and them were gonna be at when they came to Detroit. You knew where they were gonna be at when they came to this town. And they were amongst the people where they could go there and talk to them. They could go talk to their movie stars. They could go talk to you having conversations with Dr. With Dana Washington at your house. They did Sam Cooke at your house. You got all these people, James Cleveland. You got all these mega stars and stuff coming through, and they're talking about building, doing something for the next community, trying to build up the community and stuff. That's what I wanted more information on that. Where they put that stuff together? So where are we at now? Where the people that you pay your money to and that you watch won't even talk to you unless you pay them some money. They won't even talk to you. They don't have no place where you come meet them. I hear this all the time. They call it. I want a seat at the table. Or people say this right here. I give. What would you take? You take $500,000 or have lunch with Jay Z. Jay Z ain't never built nobody that I know of. But people say, give me the lunch with Jay Z. He'll give me the game, and I'll be able to make multi millions. He ain't gave nobody the game. But you'll go to you'll say that, and I see that question go viral about once every 2 years. It'll go viral. Give me a conversation with Jay Z. But then I come on and I tell you for $1,700, they $1,700 for me. My family, we good. I'm good. But it's $1,700 because you see what I'm doing. Because I ain't got nobody to build with me. These Negroes ain't gonna buy no buildings. These Negroes ain't gonna. These Negroes want to take your money and go buy a Lambo. That's what they want. They don't. They ain't gonna build no place for you to come study. They don't. They care about themselves. So I have to now charge enough money to hopefully run those Negroes off, so I can get the resources to go build. People been collecting money for 3 or 4 years. They put nothing together, and so I gotta come here now. If I don't do this, when the hell are we gonna have this? All we got in Johnston County right here. We got. Well, I'll take that back. Brian owns his barber shop up in. He owns his barber shop up in Clayton. But that's it. That's it. That's it. No, nobody else own any commercial. No African American man own any commercial property in Johnston County. They don't. None in Wake County. You can't go there. Ain't nobody own no building downtown Wake County. None. So if I not taking it and buying it and trying to figure it out, I gotta figure it out and figure out how you do this so I can come teach people. But that's it's too much money. 1,700 is too much for to get a conversation with me on how to start a business. Jay Z ain't gonna show you how to start no business. He ain't show nobody else how to do it. So how he gonna show you how to do it in a lunch conversation? For $1,700, I could show you how to start a business. Not only that, they say I want to sit at the table. They call these YouTubers. I want to sit at the table. I want to come. I want to come chop it up with you. I want to be able to come talk to you and hang out with you. They never tell me where they at. Shit, you know where I'm at. The young man and his wife, they just said, "Hey, we popped in at the ice cream parlor. We saw you and your wife there. We talked to you. So, you know where I'm at. You see, I'm out front, and people talk to me. Everybody else come talk to me, but I don't charge nobody to come talk to me. I don't have no security around me and nothing like that. You see where I'm at. I'm here. I'm building. Everybody else you saw when the video I put up the other day. Everybody else come talk to me. Everybody else come talk to me, and and I guess they value my opinion. I don't know, but everybody, all other races come talk to me and value my opinion and wants to do and value what I'm doing. But unfortunately, with us, we get so caught up into the glamour of stuff, where the people don't build anything; they just talk to you about how much they got. You don't get to go. There's nothing that you can take your kids to. There's nothing that you can take your family to. You pay all that money and all that money that they're taking in. Why they don't buy y'all? Why they don't take that money and go purchase some property for you all? So when y'all come to their town, if all those YouTubers that's making $100,000 a month, just take 3 months and just say, hey, I'm gonna go downtown and I'm gonna purchase. I'm gonna go downtown or somewhere, purchase a place for you all to come and see, a monument for you all, where you all can come and see and see what you all helped me create. And so when you come to town, it becomes a landmark. And that's what I envision here. I'm gonna start putting together. I'm gonna try to do it Railroad Day. Just put together a historic tour, kind of like they do in Charleston, where we walk and I go and I give the history around the different buildings around here. But at the same time, when I come to my buildings, I tell the people who bought it. But then I put my story in there too. But hey, this Mike Sneed purchased this, and with Appliance Boot Camp, y'all name will be in there. I can tell them all about you all, so y'all have y'all place in history. Say, hey, we came here and we done this, and we put our thing here, and nobody got to be guessing about what we done and where we at. I'm gonna put our stamp into this history. Y'all have done it. And the same thing, they'd be able to come here and look at the walls. Just think if Aretha Franklin and family now, all those people that were coming through that house every weekend, hanging out, if they just said, "Hey, just sign your name on the wall," how much that would be worth to go to that house and just touch it and say, "Man, Dr. King, this way he sat here, ate dinner, and this way he signed the wall." Sam Cooke sat here. He said at the table, all those historic figures. If you could go there and just touch it, same thing. When people come here, they can see this what DCNF sign, this what Miss Ward sign, this that's Slick, that's One Stop Mike. Everybody be able to say that, and we got our stamp here, and they be able to say this what they built, and this where they came in and they studied it, and this guy went. Then they can tell their story. But what happened is, when she went down here to Florida and she started this big appliance repair thing, done these great things. DCNF done this, then his buddy came, they partner up. All y'all stories will get told. Versus me taking all the money, go buy me a Lambo, get me some Versace clothes and on this camera and tell you all how much money I got and how you don't have no money and you too stupid to do what I do. Come on, man. We gotta get better than that. We gotta get to the point now where we gotta get to the point where we stop being selfish and start looking at the people coming behind us. That let's start building for those people behind us, and you gotta start sowing into people who's sowing into you. If they are taking all the money and not sowing it back into you, where you don't have any place. I mean, any place. You look at Chip and Joanne Gaines that does that show on I guess it's on HGTV or whoever. You think they just took that money and ran for all those people who watch their shows and stuff like that? No, they took that money. They put some place for them to come, and so they can show their appreciation. I appreciate what you all have done. Come here and you can come and actually touch this place too. So that's the stuff we got to do. We got to stop being selfish and get you got to stop being selfish. This is for the YouTubers who are making money. There's a lot of money to be made selling these courses. Do not let nobody fool you. There's a lot of money to be made selling these courses. I tell people all the time. It take me 2 hours to change a compressor. For then with $850. I can sell three courses in 15 minutes for $1,500 on the internet. So it's a lot of money being made, a lot of money going there, but it's not coming back to us. It's not getting reinvested back into us. Where we got anything, we don't have anything. All the money that these people have been doing it for years and years and years have not built anything. Not a restaurant, not a pub, nothing. Just a shrine to you all, for you all, even just a damn studio. If that's the case, just buy something, make you a YouTube, put your YouTube studio there, so people can come and be like Dave Ramsey and stuff. They build him so people can come and just see him live on air. See, that's what all the other races do. They don't isolate themselves from their people, and we shouldn't be doing the same thing, taking the money from the people and then run. You got to make it so that people can touch you, so the younger people know you, and that you can so that it gives them inspiration. Like I say, looking at that Aretha Franklin movie gave me inspiration to see those young people there being able to touch them and be amongst the people. Even I saw one time in Detroit, something I think it was 89 Dr. Funk. They were doing all the houses in Detroit, all the different communities, and to know how many of the actual movie stars and the singing the recording artists, how they lived amongst people, and the people in the community knew them. They actually They actually was there amongst them. They weren't separated. They actually lived amongst them, and they saw them all the time, and they knew their families, that type of thing. To the point where we're at now, somebody get 30,000 followers or subscribers. Uh, Now they don't want to talk to you. I ain't gonna talk to you. I don't need to talk to them. But they the ones who put you on. They the ones who give you your money. They the ones that made it possible for us to do what we're doing. So you got to give them something back. Just give us something. Give us a. Cause some of the YouTubers, myself, if they had their own studio where they could come in and actually I could be like Dave Ramsey or be like here. You it'd be like here. Y'all don't know how many times I've done this live show, and right out here where I have the class at, people been sitting here. People came in. I said, "You want to get on camera?" No, I don't want to get on camera. I just want to watch the live. Okay, fine. Sit down, and they watch the live. I love that they come here and they say, "Man, I see it all the time. I just want to watch it live." I would do that to some of the YouTubers. I would go there and watch their programs live, and just to be there amongst them, and then be able to just chop it up a little bit. Uh, but we don't get that. We don't get that from and give them all our money. But then poor little Mike Sneed comes and say, "I gotta go up on the price." Not so much because I want to take the money and go buy no Lambo and nothing like that. Because I see all these buildings and stuff going up. That if we don't buy them now, we ain't gonna buy them. If I gotta get something for us. But we ain't gonna have it. We ain't gonna have it. And so because I've reached out to them many a times, hey, let's collab and do something together, so we can come together and we can build together. It don't have to be here. Where you at? You go and you buy some property and you build it up. So instead of us when we get ready to have our tours and stuff, 'cause like I said, pretty soon we're gonna get to the point where we're gonna have traveling tours. But why I gotta go to another culture to go to their place and tour? If you don't make millions of dollars off of the same people that I'm coming to go talk to, you should be able to come. I should be able to come. You should have a place for me to come and speak. When they're going to speak, they're going to the venues that they own. They're going to their mega churches and stuff that they own. At that time, it's the churches. But now you got these guys making $200,000-300,000. Um, hold on a second. Hey, baby, I'm just about done. Let me hit you right back. That's my wife. Want to know where I'm at 10 o'clock? But you got all these people making $200,000-300,000 a month, and put nothing back in for you all. Ain't put nothing. Y'all don't request them to put nothing back. That's the thing. Y'all don't request them to put anything back. Y'all don't. Nobody asks them for anything. Here it is. Every other race. If you pouring money out this place, you're gonna be putting something back. You best believe Thursday, I'm doing the PTO for the community for the school here, where half of my sales go back to the elementary school, because every other race say, hey, you pulling resources out of here, you better put some back into here. You ain't coming here taking money out the bag out of the community, ain't gonna put nothing back, and we supporting you buying your ice cream and stuff. You think the town when they need something, you don't think they come to me and all the other entrepreneurs and say, hey, we need to put this program on. We need 500. Okay, because they say you pulling the resources out of here. You got to sold back. You just can't take the money and run. But if you all don't require them to do anything, and we got to start asking them, when are you going to build something for us to come down there and see? We don't supported you for years and years and years and years. You have not built us anything. I don't want no billboards telling me how bad white people done treated us and this and that. I don't want no documentary. I don't want no more shows. We know all of that. We want something tangible. So if I'm coming over to Chicago, Detroit. It should be some YouTuber or someplace where I can go and say I'm gonna do a show here. Like, can I do it at your place? And we network together like that. Same thing. If they coming through here at Clayton, come here. Like I told them, I said right now I make a point where I pretty much got the run of the town. Where because I do a lot here. I pretty much got the run. I got access to a civic center, all of that. Why go to these places and have to spend your money when we can come here and we can all build together and get to the point where we're building our own civic center. Abdul and Ron and them, they built civic centers for their people. They built civic centers. We can do the same. As much as we like to have concerts and stuff like that, you can have your own concert venues. And they made enough money to do it. Everybody done made enough money to do it. I ain't been here but 2 years, and all I got is 7,000 subscribers. And I got places for y'all to come. And people come, not only do they want to see the completed project, a lot of people want to see the work in progress. I tell them, hey, we can go up there and look. They want to see that too. We should be able to do that with all these people we're giving all this money to, and they ain't giving us nothing in return, giving us their butt to kiss. Well, I want to thank everybody for watching. I went over. I went way over. What they say here. Not too much generational wealth. Worry about looks, clothes, cars, reality TV. Don't know how to vet and find a mate. Go in superficial BS. They all want more than one wife, but can't take care of the children they left behind. Okay, it's sad. It's sad. It's sad. And the problem about it, we finance all that, and it's sad. It's sad. Once again, I want to thank everybody for watching. Sorry I ran behind. I'll be back on Thursday. On Thursday, I'm going to be at the ice cream parlor. Like I said, we're doing a special benefit for the elementary school. So I'll be there. And that's the things that you have to do. Every other race requires, if you pulling money out that community, you got to put money back in there and make sure everything goes well. If their kids are coming here eating ice cream and supporting my business, then they better make sure that they got playground equipment. I better make sure they got playground equipment and all that else going on there. And we got to do the same. If we sending them $100,000 a month every month, and they not taking that money and building something for us, and we let the rappers get away with it. We let the ministers get away with it. Everybody has you can only fleece the sheep so much. Everybody has come through and cut us and gave us nothing. We let the ministers do it. We let the civil rights and the Democrats do it. We let the drug dealers come through and do it. We let the rappers come through and do it. We let the actors come through and do it. We let the Indians from the East Indian people come through and do it. And now we letting the YouTubers come around. And damn if they ain't doing the same thing, pulling all the resources out of the community for nothing. Ain't building anything. Ain't haven't built not one thing. I have yet to find any of these YouTubers to make all this money. They have not built one thing. Even the ones, if I was a YouTuber and I done fashion, and I'm making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, why in the hell I ain't got no store in where I live at for you all to come shop? If I'm a fashion designer guy, if I'm all about high fashion stuff, why I ain't got no store for you? If, whatever it is that I'm teaching, why I ain't got it for you to come there and touch it and see it? Why I don't have it? And so that's what we need to do. We need to get them and get them out there and start putting it out there. That's one thing I will say about this appliance repair field and everybody that's in it. The ones that are in here and they're teaching this stuff, they putting money back into TMM. I applaud TMM. He went back there and he putting money back in it for you all, building training centers and stuff for you all. Fred's Appliance, he got places for you all to come. Dryer got places for you all to come. Nobody's coming in just taking money and not putting nothing back in there for you all. They're taking the money and investing it back, making things better. But the other places that you all are going for business advice, for all this stuff that y'all sending money there to, business advice. Some of y'all don't send money to schools, ain't got no, and schools ain't got up and running yet. Uh, uh, how to read numbers, numerology, and all that BS, and they put no money back in for you. Now's the time I think we need to go forward, and that's the winter that's coming. The winter ain't coming for us. The winter is coming for them. I think this is the time we start saying, hey, why are you not doing that? Why are you not out there helping that guy or helping that young lady build? Start building something, not just for yourself, but build something for us too. Have it so that I can call you or call your office. Don't take my money and then tell me don't call me. Have it so that especially if you took my money, that I can talk to you. So, but once again, thank you all for watching, and I will be back on Thursday.